Hey everyone, today I'm going to be diving into why I believe the Amazing Spider-Man game from 2012 is far superior to its 2014 sequel. Hey, for those who are watching, please make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and leave a comment that you subscribed, and I will reply to you. Thank you, and I'm excited to share my reasons with you. The graphics. In my opinion, I think the graphics still hold up today from 2001. Offering finer, higher quality details to character models, its infrastructure, and its environment. The overall color scheme is also very vibrant, varying from, a dusky feel to a more monotonous style. Its art style is very unique and well chosen. The lighting in this game also is very, very impressive, and you can tell it was made with more care and attention to detail to achieve more accurate reflections and shadows. Unfortunately, TASM 2 did take a certain downgrade in the retail version of its graphics, considering that this is a sequel, but it lacks the polished and refined looks of its predecessor. It also has lower resolution textures than TASM 1. The UI in TASM 1 is also quite modern, not overdone, but it's amazing, pun intended. You can also disable it if you want to for more immersion. TASM 2 lacks this, however. Now, as for the gameplay section, TASM 1's gameplay was and still is innovative, being the first Spider-Man game in history to introduce the web rush mechanic, which helps Spider-Man cut through the tightest of spots and maneuver around with more precision via his sight through his lenses as time slows down briefly around him. The web retreat action, which is also absent in the sequel, allows Spider-Man to quickly evade imminent danger and be out of harm's way to heal himself. Now, looking at the camera, TASM 1 had a really great immersive cinematic camera, which isn't available in TASM 2. However, it does make TASM 1 free-roaming adventures more appealing, as the camera tracks Spider-Man like the way it's done in the movies. The web swinging itself is, in my opinion, actually quite enjoyable. I know a lot of people think, okay, yeah, Spider-Man swings in the air and lets Uncle Ben hold his webs in the sky. But it felt quite fast, and it simulates, more immersion as you feel like you are Spider-Man swinging through Manhattan streets. TASM 2's web swinging, though, is just about the same, but it felt still worse. Like slower with less animations. The physics didn't work so good, so I give this point to TASM 1. The combat. The first game's combat system may have been an inspiration from the Arkham game series from Rocksteady, although it does feel adjusted to how Spider-Man would fight. The animations as well for the different enemies you face were done quite good, and just overall dynamic and fun as you could web shoot an enemy to a wall, or throw a henchman to another henchman, or go all out and throw an ATM at a group of thugs. TASM 2's combat was not improved at all, but I feel as though it wasn't needed as the combat was well executed for a movie game. But let me know in the comments if you disagree. Stealth. The stealth element in the first game was handled really well, just simple stealth and not over the top with flashy but effective animations. And it's my preferred playstyle, as he automatically webs up an enemy on the ceiling, putting more emphasis on there's nobody to notice if there's nobody to notice. The side content in the first game consists of making photo shoots for the Daily Bugle, in a way to expose Oscorp of its hidden secrets, which I love as it does connect to the story in a way. The audio evidence that you get to collect, you get to hear the ideas of Alistair Smythe and what is of plan. The other more extensive work is collecting the comic book pages. I believe there's about 700 in total, and fighting a series of random pop-up crimes. Could be robberies, could be Grand Theft Auto, doesn't matter. And for the last thing, Taylor Swift stands being returned to human society. Looks like I gotta clean up my mess, if you get what I mean. Now, the boss fights in TASM 1 are so done well. I felt like every boss felt really unique to its upcoming fight, and keeping you on your toes and having you to adapt in the situation. For example, Rhino, who's strictly offensive and just wants to charge at you, you need to use your agility to quickly dodge him and create an opportunity to strike when he's vulnerable. The Hunter robots, designed by Oscorp, that use its city as its playground, and for you to kind of chase them down, but also avoid their huge electrical field attacks. TASM 2 kind of cheaps this section out of the boss fights by having generic QTE sequences or casual beat 'em up type fights. Actually, in my opinion, some of the boss fights that happened in that game didn't even make any sense. They did not relate in any way to the story. Now, if we look at the story, TASM 1 has just about the right length with a balanced amount of humor, intensity, action, and emotional moments. The pacing was clearly well integrated without leaving really any breadcrumbs. Another note, throughout the storyline, Spider-Man takes actual battle damage on his suits, and this continues for the duration of the game. I'm pretty sure it works on every suit that you wear. I'm not too sure, I don't remember. But at the end of the day, you also get a chance to play Weatherman. You know, change the weather to suit your mood, whether it be dusk, whether it be midday, nighttime especially is really great. It's amazing. I love it. TASM 2, however, now if we have to look at TASM 2's story, I am absolutely not gonna talk about it. We all know how amazing that story was that we just tend to just skip over it. So I'm skipping over it. Let's talk about the soundtrack. The soundtrack in the TASM 1 game, it's such a banger, dude. I really don't know how many tracks there are in total in its entire album, but there's just so many that you don't even know when it gets looped, you know? Like, each song that plays, it feels like a different song. And also the songs itself, it matches each mood. Like, when you're web-swinging out in the city, or if you're stuck in a stealth mission sequence, or you're in a boss fight, every song just clicks right, you know? TASM 2 had a much lesser category for music, but again, it's not so memorable as the first game. Alright. TASM 1 had this great detail that throughout the whole entire story, what I said about the whole suit damage thing, yeah, there's also city damage, as in the city gets more affected by the cross-species virus. You can even see later on in the story more NPCs wearing masks and keeping social distance. There's also more extra quarantine zones and people in hazmat suits helping to prevent the spread of the virus. Also, in each loading screen, like when you start a new mission, there's also people commenting about things that they've seen throughout the story. So, like in the first boss fight you have people then commenting about that there was some collateral damage close to their apartment, or who's gonna pay for the insurance, or they saw Spider-Man swinging past their window. That is really amazing. Pun intended as well. So yeah, this is really what I wanted to share with you guys about why I love TASM 1 more than TASM 2. TASM 1 was just really a more lived-in classic Spider-Man game, while TASM 2 was really a rushed mess. But I can't blame the developers for that. I don't think they had enough time to really make a game. Although, it's still a good game for a movie game. Don't get me wrong. Anyway guys, hopefully I'll get to see you next time with my upcoming video. Don't know what the idea is yet, but I hope you will like it. So until next time guys, stay awesome. By the way, this isn't really my voice. I'm just really under the weather, but I feel a bit better to make a video, which is why my voice doesn't sound as the way it normally does. So I hope you understand.